We've got Justin and Luke here today, both Chelsea fans. We're going to do an interview like we have done with a few other people, so it's just a chat, lads, as you would in the bar if you've seen some of my videos before. It's just a general chat about Chelsea, a couple of thoughts. So I'll start off with a question for you lads, is Maresca's first season, what do you think? Keep, or do we move for an elite manager that may be available?
I'd say keep for now, because he's got us top four, and then see how he continues throughout the rest of the next season.
So if we don't win a pot tonight, you still think keep him?
Yep, because he's got us back in the Champions League. So, yeah.
Okay, Just?
Yeah, probably the same, to be honest with you. If he, he's got his Champions League football. I think if he hadn't got Champions League football, we'd probably got rid of him. But he has. If he wins tonight, give him another season, I think. But I can see it might not work out next season. But I think if he wins the trophy and he gets his Champions League, he's worth another season.
Fair enough. That brings me nicely on to obviously what is our. We're at the end of the season now. Priority transfer now that we need to get in between now and effectively the Club World Cup, because that's what we're going to need. If we have any chance of winning it, I think we need to get someone in between now and then.
Yeah.
So in the next month or so, priority transfer, what do we need?
2 positions from my point of view.
Yeah. Goalkeeper and striker.
Yeah.
Both of the same opinion?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we spent £1 billion, and to be honest with you, if we'd have had a really good striker, I know Nicholas Jackson's mobile, and we miss him when he's not there. But he's not the same as the usual calibre of strikers that we've had. So your Drogbas and Costas, those kind of players. I think if we'd have a really good striker, we would have finished a lot higher in the league than what we have. That's my opinion. And from a goalkeeping point of view, it's not. Yeah, Sanchez, he's a good shot stopper, but he's not so good with his feet. I think we can do better than the keepers that we've got. So for me, I don't know if you agree, Luke, but they'd be the 2 priority positions.
Who would you like to go out and get to fill in those 2 holes?
Maybe Martinez from Inter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Lautaro.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice.
I'll go Osimhen.
I think Lautaro's an expensive buy. I think Osimhen's an expensive buy, but within our grasp. I think if Inter go on and win Champions League this week, I think that Lautaro's probably off the table.
Yeah.
And then keepers.
Maybe.
Do we need to get a new keeper,
we do.
or have we already got one there?
I'd say Petrovic. Maybe bring him back for the bench and then sign someone greater.
Okay.
That's a reasonable call, but I think you're right that Petrovic is the best of the 3 that we got, and he's not there at the moment. But I still think, even though Petrovic is solid, I think a team of Chelsea's standing, trying to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, we need to be looking a bit higher again. That's my opinion. Better.
And then lastly is, what would you put as our aims for next season? Obviously, aims for this season was purely Champions League, get Champions League football. What's the next step from there? What would you see if you were Todd Boehly? What would be a successful season next season?
Top 2 and quarterfinals of the Champions League.
So basically fighting for a title.
Yeah.
And then quarterfinals of Champions League.
Yeah, the thing is, it's hard to sort of say that it's not successful if we don't win the Premier League, because only one team can win the Premier League, and there are teams slightly ahead of us at the moment, like Man City. Not Man City, but Liverpool, Arsenal possibly. So yeah, I think if we can push on from top 4 to the top couple, fighting for a title, and do well in the Champions League, sort of last 8, I think that's progression again. Even though I'd like to win it all.
What about you, Luke?
Probably the same Champions League goals as and maybe just get back in the top 4 again to keep Champions League football.
Yeah.
I think it's a right idea that we have to at least be pushing for Champions League football minimum.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you might be overreaching a little bit for. I think the aim would be at least get out of the group stage of the Champions
16
League.
maybe, but yeah.
I think because the squad that we've got is still young, it's still being developed, and it's still being nurtured into what we want it to be. I think 2-3 seasons down the line, I can see us pushing for the higher up in the Champions League. But
I think if we went out in the group phases, that wouldn't be success from my point of view. But you're probably right. As long as we get out of the, if we get out of the league and get into the knockout phases, that's probably a reasonable.
So one question I haven't given you guys as a bit of a preview beforehand is we get to mid-season and we have the same Maresca slump as we do this season, what do you do at that point?
Well, interesting, isn't it, really? Yeah, you could get rid of him, I suppose, but it's who you're going to replace him with. It all comes down to a number of factors, doesn't it? I mean, how long do you give him if we have a slump? Don't know, really. It depends who's out there when that slump occurs, but I do think next season will be all telling with Maresca. I think this season, if he'd have finished outside the top 4,
He might
I'd
have
have
drawn.
Yeah,
I think so.
already.
Yeah, that's my.
Well, I think
he makes some what's the word? He makes some funny decisions at times that baffles me.
Yeah, I know, totally agree. You sit in the games where you kind of sit there and go, why subs being made for subs? Sometimes subs being made for subs' sake, sometimes subs are being made and you don't know why he's made the sub. Sometimes we've gone defensive when we're maybe 1-0 down or something like that, and it doesn't quite fit with the identity of the club, so to speak.
I think the interesting thing from my perspective is if Pochettino had still been there this season, how would he have fared? Would he have been in a Europa Conference final, and would he have been top 4? My personal opinion is we probably would have been.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I think Poch had us playing the right way at the end of last season.
Yeah.
So you wonder how much progression we've had.
Well,
you know.
yeah, I mean, if you look at the beginning of the season where we racked up all those points, I think that was still the back end of Poch's season.
Yeah.
And I think now, where we've had that slump and come back again, I think that where we've come back again, now we're seeing the Maresca identity of the club. And I think personally, I would say the football's a lot more negative now than it has been, or it was under Poch. I know Poch was still slow build-up, but it was slow build-up, but get it forward to the key players quicker. Maresca seems to be knocking it around. We spend, I think you'll probably agree with this, we spend more time watching the back 4 playing with the ball than we do with the key attacking players. You want to see Cole Palmer on the ball. You don't want to go and see someone like Badia Shield playing with the ball for 60 odd minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought I'd throw that one in there just as a curveball. In which case, that's it. Cheers, guys. Thanks for doing the interview.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
And I'll see you guys at the round table when we have it eventually. We've already had a mini preview, which is the 4 fans. If you haven't seen it, get on there, have a look at that. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks. Just hit the square.